Oh, hi. You're back. I'm back. Yes, he has 3 water bowls. He's a hydrated boy and he loves it. Plus, these are themed. Where were we? I'm also trying out a new piece of camera equipment right now. So if you see a lot of weird camera movements, that's why. I'll try to edit around those. Hey everybody, welcome back to TheErinSpace. My name is Erin and this right here is my space of the internet. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. It is a bonkers gorgeous day out today in Southern California, Los Angeles, where I live. And of course, what does that mean? What are we going to be doing on a bonkers gorgeous day in Southern California when the sun is shining and there's not a cloud in the sky? We're going to go to the movies. So like a really cool thing about living in Los Angeles in Southern California, well, I guess more so Los Angeles in Southern California, is that occasionally you can get passes to free screenings for movies that they're kind of looking for test audiences for. And that's what I'm doing tonight. Friend of the vlog Carly was able to snag 2 passes to, I think it's gonna be a horror movie. It's just like, hey, we're screening this horror movie. Can you come here and see it? And I don't know if they're gonna ask for our feedback or what, but we'll see. So I'm just finishing up my day here, wrapping stuff up, and we're gonna head over. The coolest part, or one of the cool parts about it, is that it's actually gonna be held on the WarnerBros lot. Sometimes the screenings are just at like your local AMC, and sometimes you get to go to an actual movie lot like Disney or Warner Brothers or Universal. So this one happens to be at Warner Brothers, so I'm super stoked. This guy right here isn't super stoked because he knows that I'm leaving him for the night. Hey, buddy bud. Oh, buddy buds, buddy buds. Little different kind of a vlog. It's mostly gonna be me talking to the camera because with these types of screenings, you're not able to bring your phone like anywhere in. We're gonna have to leave our cell phones, camera equipment, any kind of recording devices in the car before we actually even go into the Warner Brothers theater? Question mark? But I figured I'd let you know about it and then I can kind of do a bit of a debrief once we get out. And then I'll let you know more about the whole experience. I'm pretty excited though. It should be pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna head over to the Warner Brothers lot. We're gonna leave all of our camera equipment, phones, anything, any kind of recording devices in the car. We're gonna go into the Warner Brothers screening area and see a sneak peek of a horror movie on a random Wednesday night in Burbank, California. Perk of living in Burbank. One of many, many, many. I love Burbank. We'll have to do a vlog someday about just my highlights of my favorite things of Burbank. Because I love living here. I've lived here for a very long time now. Not from here, from Boston. But I've lived in Burbank for a very long time and I love it. So I'm gonna leave you here for now. Can I leave you in charge of Tazzy? Hey Tazzy, these people right here are gonna watch you for a little bit. Are you okay with that, buddy? Are you okay with these people watching you for a little bit? Yes, he has 3 water bowls. He's a hydrated boy and he loves it. Plus these are themed. This is my Disney Cats water bowl and this is his Haunted Mansion water bowl, which he loves to stick his head, because you can stick his head way in the back, so he sticks his head way deep in there. And then I'm getting a new motor. This is an electronic water bowl, but we're waiting on his new motor to come in. Should be here today. You sniffing everything? Oh, and there are my popcorn buckets and various other displays. I'll have to do a video someday just of my apartment and my collectibles, because as you can see just in every background shot, I have a lot of stuff. I'll have a lot of collectibles. But anyway, I'm gonna leave you here with Taz, hang out with him, have a good time. I'm gonna go check out this horror movie and then I'll get back to you after that. the next day. It's the next day and I'm in a different wardrobe in a different area of still Burbank. I was talking about Burbank so much last night before we went to the movies, which I'm going to talk about right now. But I thought I'd talk about the movies, at least somewhat in part, on this beautiful path that we have here in Burbank, California. It's a gorgeous walking path. Normally you can see the mountains back there, but it is a little bit hazy today. We got a little bit of haze going on. It's not as nice as it was yesterday when we spent the day indoors at the movies. It's still nice out. We just get days like this where it gets like overcast. It's not really cloudy, it's more overcast, but I love walking on this path. It's so nice. So anyway, I thought we'd start our little recap of what we got up to last night here on the path. So basically, what happened was we drove over, we found where we were supposed to be. It was we had to go into gate 3 at the WarnerBros studio. So luckily, WarnerBros studio from my apartment, it's only about 10 or 15 minutes. So it really didn't take that long to get over there. And then we kind of navigated and the parking garage was right there. And the parking garage was right across from the actual studio. So you could see all the sound stages and all the big posters that they have up for all the Warner Brothers movies coming up. So yeah, we parked in there and then they were waiting for you. They were waiting for us right there. We were able to check in. Oh, we actually have and got these little tickets. So we got little tickets, but more importantly, when we checked in, they had us sign a pretty big, pretty wordy NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. So I can tell you a little bit about kind of like what happened and what my experience was, but I don't think I can tell you anything about the movie because I signed that Warner Brothers NDA. Pause for a nature break. Look at these pretty flowers right here on the path. That's the other reason I like coming out on this path. Nature, it's pretty. Ooh. Look at the bees. Not the apple bees, what I do love the apple bees, but nature bees. Hi, guy. You enjoying some nectar on these very pretty flowers on this very nice path? Oh, okay. Leave you alone. Enjoy your nectar. Okay, continuing on. I'm also repping some. Ooh, it's a weird shot. Repping some, I'll show you better later, more Disney branded stuff today. Not Warner Brothers. I got the Scarlet Witch on. Anyway, all that to being said, we signed the NDA. So we signed a very wordy NDA. And then they had us just gather in the parking lot area. We were actually being held by where they hold Jennifer Hudson crowds. Where were we? I'm also trying out a new piece of camera equipment right now. I thought this would be a nice vlog to test it on before we take it out into the parks. So if you see a lot of weird camera movements, that's why. I'll try to edit around those. Anyway, they gathered us in the Jennifer Hudson section. So the Jennifer Hudson signage was all over the place, which was kind of funny. And we just sat on these like benches. And then they recollected all of our NDAs. They checked us all in. They gave us back in my pocket now, but they gave us our little ticket that we were going to use to actually get in. And then they just came and kind of like took us in groups. So the parking garage was across the street from the actual Warner Brothers lot where the stages were and where there was in fact a little movie theater screening room where we saw the movie. So we were all just kind of like hanging out there and they were coming and taking us back in groups. That took about maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, but they came and got everybody in groups of, I would say like 15 to 20 people. So they came and when it was our group's time, you know, they came and got us. They brought us across the street and then we walked literally through the Warner Brothers backlot, which was really cool. Some of the giant barn doors on some of the stages were open so you could kind of like sneak a peek. Now I have been on the Warner Brothers backlot before for work. I've been over there many, many years ago for when I was working full-time in the industry. So I have been on the Warner Brothers backlot before, but it was fun. It was fun being back and it made me really want to go and do the Warner Brothers tour. We got to tee that up this summer. I got to go do that Warner Brothers tour. But yeah, they came and they got us. They took us on the back lot. We were gathered in our little groups and then they gathered us over by where the actual screening room was, the theater where we're going to see the movie. We're going to pause here on my walk. I'm about to like kick up the pace, the speed, and I am going to get winded. But don't forget, if you watch any of my other vlogs, it's the summer of getting healthy. So I'm trying to be outdoors and get my steps and do all this activity. It helps going to the theme parks. When you go to the theme parks as much as I do, you just kind of like naturally and organically get a lot of steps in. So I will see you in a little bit. Well, for you, it'll literally be 1/10 of a second. For me, it'll be a little bit longer. And we'll continue our story. Oh, hi. You're back. I'm back. Got a little better shot of what I was talking about with my graphic tee today being more for Disney and Marvel and not Warner Brothers, which is where we was last night. Where we were last night. So we've changed locations. I'm no longer on the nice little walking path, but I got a lot of steps in. It was really nice. It was a gorgeous day. We saw a lot of cute puppies, a lot of people out there walking their dogs. So that was good. And now the sun is kind of like cracking through a little bit more, which is usually what happens in June, honestly, in Southern California. There's an effect called the June gloom. It's overcast, it's kind of gray and gloomy, June gloomy looking. Then right around lunchtime, it usually can crack through and we get nice, beautiful sunshine for the rest of the day. So I thought we would kind of continue our story here in this park that I'm sitting in with all of these lovely palm trees behind me. Where we had left off, gentle viewer, was we had been gathered and collected and walked in groups over through the backlot of Warner Brothers Studios to where the screening room was, where we were gonna actually see this new movie. So they checked us in, they made multiple announcements. We had to leave our phones, cameras, recording equipment. I had mentioned this earlier, but they really reiterated it. We had to leave it all behind, or they were gonna confiscate it and put it in little bags. But we just left our stuff in my friend's car, so that was perfectly fine. So they made that announcement in the garage, and they did it again when we got to the screening room, and then if you still had anything on you, they took it and put it in a little plastic bag. Then we went in the screening room, you guys, it was so cool. It was so nice. It literally was like a mini movie theater. The seats were so comfy. The screen, the projection was like state of the art, speakers, amazing. It was a really top-notch screening room. So all I could picture was if you're watching that Seth Rogen show on Apple Plus right now, when they have their screenings in their screening room there, it looked just like that. It was like an actual miniature movie theater. So we all went in, we sat down. It took them about, we checked in, just for a timeline, if you ever do one of these, we checked in right at 6. And by the time they had walked us over in our little groups, by the time we had made it over, and they let us go to the bathroom on the back lot if you needed to, and then we went inside the theater. By the time we were sitting in the screening room, it was about 6:45, and then they said that the movie was gonna start at 7 o'clock. Kind of like, person came out, the moderator, he said he wasn't connected to the movie at all, but a moderator came out and he was like, thank you so much all for being here. Really appreciate your time, yada, yada, yada. He was like, I'm not affiliated with this film, but you're here strictly so that we can start getting feedback on it. He says all that, he says his spiel, and he's like, make sure don't get up and leave as soon as the movie's over, because as I had predicted, because I have done a couple of these in the past. He said, we're gonna have, I'm gonna have another announcement to make. The announcement being underneath our seats was a tablet. So the last time I did one of these, I got like an SAT bubble sheet type thing where you filled in like, did you like this? Did you not like that? This time under our seats was an actual tablet, and it had questions like that. What would you think of the pacing? What did you think of the actors? What did you think of this specific plot line? What did you think of the blah, 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 on and on and on. And there were a lot of just like, yes, no, I liked it, I didn't like it, on a sliding scale, how much I liked it, how much I didn't like it. But then there were also a lot of boxes where you could manually type in explanations of your answers. So that was cool. So I'm jumping ahead a little bit. So basically just to jump back in time a little bit. So we sit down, he makes his announcement, now it's 7 o'clock, and the movie started. So it was a straight up horror movie. So you guys, the movie starts, and from the jump, I'm like, okay, I guess. But then within the first 10 minutes, like a switch happened, which I really love. I love in a horror movie where it wasn't to this degree, but if you've seen Cabin in the Woods, where you're like, what am I watching? Okay, I think I know what I'm watching. No, I don't know what I'm watching at all. Oh, this is what I'm watching. It was kind of like that kind of a thought process where you were just like, wait, what's happening? And then you're like, oh, this is happening. So it hooked me. I was hooked within the first 10 minutes. It was really cool. Action sequences, phenomenal. Acting was great, and I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to say anything else because, like, again, I signed that NDA. So we watched the whole thing, hour and a half, which I love. I love a tight 90 on a horror movie. If a horror movie is going to be more than 90 minutes, it has to really be something. It has to be like Silence of the Lambsy, and even that I think didn't run too much over 90. So it's a tight 90. Like I said, really liked it. It ends, and this was kind of funny because it's a test screener, you know? And then the moderator man that came out even told us, he was like, you're the first audience that is going to have seen this movie. And he was like, that's pretty cool, and we all applauded. It ends, and instead of an end credit roll, it literally, the words just say credit roll, or like end credit roll. So that was kind of funny. So it ends, that man comes back out, the moderator, and he says, flashback now to earlier in my video, we're connecting it back. Quentin Tarantino style. He says, okay, take out the little package that's under your seat. We take it out. It's the tablet, all the questions, the answers, the text boxes, we do all that. As we're doing that, he's going around whispering to smaller groups of people, and I can kind of hear him. I'm like into it. I'm on my tablet. I'm really giving my feedback for this movie I just watched. Then he comes over to us and he was like, I don't know if you heard my spiel over there. And me and my friend were like, not really. And he was like, well, we're putting together an in-person focus group. So if you're able to stay for an additional 15 or 20 minutes, you know, after everyone finishes up on the tablets, we'd love to have you. We're gonna do a little back and forth. What did you think of the movie with a group of people, with a focus group? And so of course, Carly and I were like, we're in, we're staying. So everyone finishes up on their tablets. And now we're part of this smaller focus group of about 20 people. So they narrowed it down from, I would say, about 75 people down to the 20 in-person focus group. So we're sitting there, we're waiting, they collect all the tablets, and we start hearing like people coming in. Now the rest of the 75 people have already cleared out at this point. So these are new people coming in. You guys, it was the actual filmmakers, all the people from the studio, the execs. I don't know if it was the director and the writer, but it was clearly the filmmakers and the studio coming in and sitting behind the focus group. Hello, me, focus group, sitting behind us so that they could hear our conversation. It was so funny, I was dying at this point. So the focus group starts, and it starts off with just like generic questions, but then the moderator man, really starts drilling down. And us 20 people in the focus group with the whole filmmaking crew behind us, we're really having a deep convo about this tight 90 horror film that we just watched. We're giving feedback, we're saying what we liked, what we didn't like, what worked, what didn't work, what it reminded us of, if we would recommend it. We probably had about a 15 to 20 minute conversation about this film with the filmmakers behind us, kind of like giving our thoughts and opinions and ideas. It was really fun and really cool. So the moderator man just kept it moving. Again, he was like, I'm not affiliated. If you didn't like it, it's okay. Spoiler alert, the majority of the 20 people focus group did like it. It was all horror fans, action fans, Evil Dead type fans, gore fans, action fans. It was like John Wick fans. It was like that cumulative group of people. So we finished kind of like having this really cool conversation, this 20-minute conversation. And again, like the filmmakers are behind us. And yeah, the moderator man like just kept it moving, kept it going. And then when we finished, he was like, oh, I just really appreciate all of your time. On your way out, if you have to collect your things, if you left anything behind, we'll have it back there. And we'll also have Starbucks gift cards for you. I know your girl loves the Starbies. So I got to see a free horror movie on the WarnerBros backlot, got to give my feedback and opinion with the filmmakers behind me, and then we got free Starbucks gift card. So it was pretty awesome Wednesday night. And just to like cap off this part of the story here, and then we'll pick it up again. Now there's not much left. If you've watched this far into the video also, maybe give this video a little thumbs up-diddy. So yeah, we finished, the moderator thanks us, we all collect our stuff, we get our Starbucks gift cards, and then they escort us back to the garage. We have to walk back through the WarnerBros backlot, and that's when we're all chit-chatting with each other. One of the girls worked at Not Scary Farm. She's like, do you go to Not Scary Farm? And we're like, yeah, we go to everything, girl. Not Scary Farm, Universal Halloween Horror Nights, the Queen Mary haunted horror thing, Monsterpalooza, Son of Monsterpalooza, Midsummer Scream. We do it all. We even do the one down at Disney that's not scary, but it's still Halloween-y themed. So yeah, we do, girl. We go to Not Scary Farm. But she's like, I'm one of the scare actors. So that was the focus group crowd. Good group of people. But they walked us all back. We got into our cars, and that was it. It was really weird to not have my cell phone on me for a good majority of the evening though. I cannot tell you how many times Carly and I would be in the middle of a conversation and I'd be like, what? It was weird. And even just when there was downtime, like when we were just sitting in the theater waiting for everyone to come in, and then that last like 15 minutes when they were queuing everything up, I can't tell you how many times I'm like, it feels so weird not to just be like, let me scroll. It was nice though to be unplugged, but also your girl likes to be plugged in. I'm a plugger, I'm plugged in, and I like it. But yeah, that was the conclusion of getting to be a test audience for an upcoming horror movie. Like I said, I really liked it. We're gonna go see it again when it comes out in theaters because I wanna see if they changed anything. Did they take our notes? Did the studio take my notes? We're not outside anymore, we're indoors. We're finished up this little vlog inside my house. So yeah, thus here ends the tale of how I was part of a focus group for an upcoming horror movie. I also just found in my bag, they made little name tags for us, like we were back at summer camp. It did feel like I was at theater camp, the people in the group. I can't unstick it, but see, it said my name. Erin, like the TheErinSpace. Like, my name's Erin, this is my space of the internet. It was so much thinking fun. If you're in LA, or even if you're just in your local town or city and you have an opportunity to do one of these, I highly recommend it. Seeing the movie was awesome. Chatting with the people that we were part of the focus group was so much fun. And it was just really fun giving our thoughts and opinions on a film. So that was great. Final note I want to touch on in this vlog. Today, actually, what is the date? It is June 5th. June 5th, today. Tickets are going on sale. If you're in the local Southern California area, tickets are on sale today for Halloween Horror Nights Universal. My bread and butter. I love Halloween Horror Nights. I go every year. It's so much fun. I get the frequent fear pass. It has been procured for this year. So starting September 4th, expect to see a lot of Halloween horror content or just Halloween horror stuff, Halloween stuff in general. But yeah, the first day of Halloween Horror Nights is September 4th. I will be at it. The TheErinSpace will be there. Hopefully you'll tune in for whatever hot mess I create out of that. But yeah, tickets are on sale today. I have the frequent fear pass. There's discounted passes. You can buy single day passes, skip the line passes, RIP, which is their version of VIP passes. It's all there. Go to the website, buy your tickets. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this episode, thing. Oh, someone's coming out to say hello. Do you want to say goodbye? I don't know why, but the camera moved. But he's here. Oh, he's there. It's back now. So that's going to do it for the TheErinSpace today, talking about all this cool movie stuff. I had a great time. Thank you so much if you watched this video all the way through. We thank you immensely. Chazzy butt. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, I will catch you in the TheErinSpace. Because my name is Erin in this hot mess. All of it. It's my space. My space of the internet. Thanks for watching. Bye.